I envisioned the type of man I wanted. I prayed for the type of man I wanted, and I got pretty much that. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But, you know, he has a lot of the qualities. No.
You have to have respect for your partner. You have to have respect for your spouse. I was just sitting here thinking, and I decided to do this video, and I'm going to tell you the reason why, and because I like to keep things simple, but I'm going to tell you the reason why I believe that couples don't make it in today's time. And at the end of the video, I want you to tell me if you agree or you disagree with me. And here's the main reason, then I'm going to give you 5 bullet points, and then the video will be over where you could go about your day. It's misalignment. Couples are simply misaligned. Now, we're going to get straight into it with no fluff. Here's the first one. The first one is important. I think they're all important, but the first one is probably the most important attribute. And here's the reason why couples are misaligned. And it's because of a lack of respect for one another. Now, let me give you an example. If you recall, and I'm going to use a celebrity couple or a former celebrity couple. I remember Beyonce mom, Tina Knowles, right? Sorry, I forgot her name, but I remember Miss Tina married Richard Lawson. And I remember all the women was excited and it was a bunch of hoopla. It was this and it was that. And then what started to happen is usually what's done in the dark or usually what lies beneath will eventually get to the surface. And so there was this interview. And if you recall, this interview was done, I think it's maybe been 5 years now, but they did this interview and she basically disrespected this man on camera. And he looked, damn, like really though? And it made me think, right? Because that's the perfect example. That's the perfect visual, right? Because most of us are visual. I could tell you something or somebody could tell you something, but seeing it is believing it. And you have to have respect for your partner. You have to have respect for your spouse. Now, let me explain the 2 roles that both people should have. The man should operate only in the masculine frame. The female should only operate in the feminine frame. Let me give you a couple examples of each, or an example of each, if you will. Masculine frame. This is staying in masculine frame. This is staying in the logical realm. Women are more emotional. So even if your woman raising her voice and being a certain type of way, you have to be this calming presence. You have to be this commanding presence. You should be this guy that is almost as if, I remember my dad, and he's still alive, still around, and he's married to my mom, but I remember when my dad would give us this look, and my dad didn't even have to say anything. And we were at attention, or we knew that look. And we had reverence for dad. We had reverence for him. We had respect for him. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to equate and say that women are children. I'm not saying that at all. And I didn't say it. I'm clearly telling you that. So don't misinterpret what I'm saying, but there has to be respect. And so I don't see enough of that, right? Here's another example of masculine frame that, let's just say it's wintertime, right? And if you're dealing with a female and you care about her enough, or if that's your spouse, then you should be going to make sure air in the tires, make sure that there's gas in the vehicle, so that number one, if she's out at night, coming home from work, not the club, that she shouldn't have to stop, right? Because bad things happen when people are usually in vulnerable situations. That's basically handling or doing things that men would do that women shouldn't have to do. Ladies, y'all up next. This is feminine frame. Your man has worked his ass off all day. He has gone out to mix with the world. We are in battle when we go out and leave our homes. The least that can be done, have a hot cooked meal. If you can't cook, shit, order a pizza, right? Then make sure you looking like something when he get home. Make sure that you done took a shower. Make sure when this dude hit the door, he still might be tired, that if you gotta go take him in the room and do what people, make it do what it do, or do the dirty, whatever you want to call it, and then he can eat afterwards, and you might have his favorite drink, his favorite liquor, his beer, Kool-Aid. If he don't drink alcohol, make sure that that stuff is already taken care of. The worst thing a man can come home to is a dirty house and there's nothing available to eat, or he have to wait on his meal. Point blank. Now, you probably gonna ask, ladies, some of y'all are career women, and some men, both of y'all are working. Well then, hey, you may be able, y'all can go out. Maybe you could order something out. I don't know, right? But just make sure that the traditional standpoint, and no two couples are alike. You have to do what works for you. So make sure that you respect your partner. Respect them. That's it. It's simple as that. If you don't have respect, you don't have anything at all. All right. We're going to move on down the list. Again, we're going to be done with the video real soon, real shortly. Now, here the next one is not establishing or conveying what your love language is. Most of us know what the 5 love languages are. I'm going to give you 3 because I want to keep the video short. That's physical touch, words of affirmation. That's receiving gifts. That's 3 of the 5. I can guarantee you that people are going to say, yeah, all 3. If you go back and read the book, if you go back and just take these personality assessments, these psychological engagements, learning and understanding who you are, that will help you to determine who your love language is. You may be a physical touch person, right? And what I've noticed a lot of is simply people are starving to be loved or to be fully reciprocated in their love language. And that's what's happening. That's basically what happened. I'm gonna give you this basic example, this basic analogy. Let's say on physical touch. Let's say physical touch is Coca-Cola. I don't drink soda like that, but let's say it's Coca-Cola. And let's say I'm in a relationship with Jane Doe, or I'm married to Jane Doe. But Jane, I told Jane I love Coke. Coke made me happy. If you give me Coke, the kind of Coke you drink, of course. If you give me Coke, then I'm happy. I'm gonna reciprocate. Damn near everything you ask me for, I'm going to get you squared away. I'm gonna make sure that you have it exceedingly and abundantly if you give me Coke. Guess what Jane does? Jane wanna give me Sprite. I didn't ask for Sprite. I didn't ask for water. I didn't ask for Kool-Aid. I asked for Coke. So in other words, I'm starving for Coke. And what's happening in relationships, what's happening in marriage dynamics is the couples are starving. They're like, damn, like, do you not see what's going on? Do you not see that I have these needs and I need you to do these things for me to make me, nobody should ever have to make you happy. But if you are going to trade your freedom in for exclusivity, then they got to make you happy. They got to make sure that they give you Coke or whatever it is. Hers, conversely, or to contrary, it might be gifts. She might want a handbag. She might want a Tiffany bracelet. I don't know what. She might want X, Y, Z, but if that's her love language, then that's my job, or that's your job to love her in her love language. When you do that, that makes everybody happy. You see, it becomes a win-win. There's no contention. There's no silent resentment in your relationship dynamic because you're getting what you asked for. And so in the dating phase, when y'all talking, all that stuff should be brought out to the forefront. That should be brought up to the forefront. So again, first one is respect. Second one is making sure that you convey your love language and making sure that person is loving you in your love language, point blank. That's a non-negotiable. The first 2 are non-negotiables. Here's the third. The third is money. That's dinero. That's money. That's cheese. That's cheddar. Whatever y'all want to call it. Dead presidents. Money. You got one person that love to spend. One person like to save. One person might want to rent. One person might want to buy. One person a homebody. The other person might want to become an expat and travel the world. Do you see the issue in that? That means that they're the opposite. I don't believe necessarily opposites attract. In some instances, yes, but money becomes a big issue and you have to discuss that beforehand. Couples are often misaligned because of money issues or because they don't talk enough about money. You should have a budget. You should have a budget for the bills. You should have a budget for entertainment. You should have, if you want to be a traveling couple or traveling family, because some of us may have kids or have children or will have children that should be predefined. It needs to be clearly stated and predefined, so there's no funny business. There's no somebody taking it back, they're feeling betrayed, or they're feeling like where's this all coming from, right? At the end of the day, you are not gonna always be young. You're gonna get young people, y'all watching this video, y'all gonna get old one day. And y'all gonna see the next generation, and there's nothing new under the sun. And we're gonna be replaced, we gonna die, we're gonna pass away, and the next generation, it's gonna rinse and repeat. But you're gonna get old. What's your retirement? Gonna wait to 67? Need to discuss that beforehand. Hey, we want to be retired at 50. So if we both working professionals, we both making six figures, perhaps we have additional streams of income, you need to have clearly defined goals. We want to put X number percentage of away in a Roth or IUL or whatever it is. And again, I'm not a financial expert. This is not financial advice. At the end of the video, engage. Let me know if you agree and disagree on all or some of the points. But make sure that money is talked about. Are you going to have a traditional household? That means that the man will go out and work. He hunts and he gathers. The woman, she is the domestic engineer. She makes sure she cooks, she cleans, she does all this stuff that's required. And the man may pay 100% of the bills. Yes, there are dynamics like that. But you got to do what works for you. So the third one is money. Let's recap. Make sure you're still with me. All right, eye contact. Respect. Making sure your love language is conveyed and you are being loved in your love language. The third is going to be, that's the third one. Now, talk about the next one. The next one that's going to be up. Let's talk about intimacy real quick, right? You can't say words or certain phrases on Instagram. This could be the straw that breaks the camel back. My tongue getting tired. You can already see. But we talking about intimacy, man. And so it's important that y'all talk about that beforehand. Now, sometimes you can't talk about everything, right? Because it got to be one of those things where it's just when things are flowing, when there's synchronicity, when you're harmonically balanced, some things are good, not spoken. It's just, you just do what it do. And couples often fall apart due to their sexual needs not being met. Let's pull out the hat. The elephant, you can't see it in the corner of my living room, but there's a ton of elephants in the room. Like if you feel like you need to be exclusive, then that person need to make sure they're giving you your every single. Be another analogy. Y'all probably, oh hell, there he go again. And that's fine. Let's say you got Walmart and Target, right? And let's say you want to go to a one-stop shop. You want to make sure you get every single thing in that store. You should not have to go to Walmart for that one specialty item. I'm gonna let y'all figure out what a specialty item is, because some of y'all don't be liking to do that specialty item. And let's say you go to the store and say, hey, what I'm noticing is that the specialty item, you guys carry it, but it's not there frequently. I might want to invest in it, or I need it. And so, because when I make my daily trip or weekly trip or monthly trip, that specialty item I want needs to be available. Let's say the manager's like one of these, just like, we can have it for your birthday. We can have it for the anniversary, but that's what. So now that's what, you got 363 more days that we're not going to carry because we don't like that item, right? I can tell you this. I don't care if you're the most devout person or an atheist. You are going to go where you are fed. If you are not getting that specialty item, guess what's going to happen? That Target, you are going to lose that customer. Brand to your organization, they're going to go to Walmart. And so guess what, Target? Don't be pissed off and upset and mad if they go to Target, because they're sitting here telling you that. Remember, we're adults. We are 18. We not expect, certain stuff great because you don't have that real world experience. But when you had a real world experience, what's the problem? Make sure that things are predetermined. And some people, some issue doing certain things, and that's fair enough. They may have some trauma behind it. It may have been a bad experience, but you can't use it as an excuse all the time. You have to learn how to evolve and grow your relationship. Your marriage has to evolve. How you were at 25, you may be different at 35. So make sure in the intimacy that you have, there's no reason for somebody to defect. There's no reason for your dude or your woman to go somewhere else because they're not getting it. Now, not unless it's a medical condition. That's different. Then you still have to compromise. There's some things. What for you? I'm not here to judge. I ain't here to judge nobody. But I'm just telling you how the world is according to how I believe it based in my interpretations. Here's the final part, or here's the final bullet point. Connection versus attraction. Now, I purposely left this one here to be the last one to close the video out. Now, I just talked about intimacy. And let's be frank. If you'll know if that person, especially guys, you know, that woman off her level of, I would say, her liberalness in the bedroom, right? In other words, you should have already experienced her 50 shades of gray, especially when you're dating, because women are out to impress. Men, we're out to impress, but usually women, when they really like you, they're going to try to impress because women are often in competition with one another. Don't let them lie to you and tell you. That's why when women have marriages, or excuse me, they have weddings, that shit got to be it got to be a spectacle because they want to outdo the next person, the next friend. Even if it's a circle of friends and they all friendly and they care about one another, they want to outdo one another. It's as simple as that. It's about bragging rights. But the connection versus attraction. Connection gets you in the door. Attraction keeps you in the house. And what I don't see enough of couples doing is that because of beauty fades, looks will fade. Men can be played, and we start eating carbs. We start sitting around. We get complacent. We get out. Same thing for women. Women can have a couple of kids. You have living a sedentary lifestyle, not doing what you need to do. And yeah, the aesthetic can go away, but it should be the connection. It should be that you enjoy the company of the person. And so remember, connection versus attraction. Connection gets you in the door. Attraction keeps you in the house and keeps you happy. It keeps everybody going. It keeps everybody flowing effortlessly. Use all these big words, right, to make it sound cool, but make sure that everything is there and that the spark never dies out. It should never have to die out. Make sure you're loving on your boo. Make sure you're loving your boo, point blank. So I just gave y'all the whole entire list. I want you to let me know what y'all think. I want y'all to engage. What I just explained, what I just said, is what I believe it to be. Let me know what y'all think. Aside from that, let me know what y'all think. Let's engage in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is the Purple Pill. I got another video for y'all, and make sure I got the ebook is coming. The ebook is coming. It's $9.99. It'll be one for men and for women. And then if you want to do the bundle, it's $14.99. It'll be a short read, will be informative, but it will be transformative for you if you have an open mind. So again, I'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all enjoy y'all day. I am out.